Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
May we request everyone to please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by invocation to be led by Major Marlolich T. Laksaram, Command Chaplain, Special Operations Command.
Ito ang araw na ginawa ng Panginoon, kaya tayo'y magalak at magdiwang. Salmo, Kabanata 118, talata 24. Manalangin tayo. Ama naming lumikha, lubos ka naming pinupuri at dinadakila bilang aming Diyos. Kami nagpapasalamat sa kaloob mong buhay at mga biyaya. Kami iyong tinipon upang gunitain ang ika-61 anibersaryo ng Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Hukbong Katihan, kasama ang aming pinakamamahal na Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Naway pag-alabin mo ang pag-ibig sa aming mga puso upang buong lakas at tapang namin magampanan at may saktuparan ng iyong kalooban. Kabagan mo kami, Panginoon, sa aming mga pagkakamali at pagkukulang. Patnubayan mo kami sa lahat ng oras at yadya mo kami sa lahat ng kapahamakan, lalo na ang mga nasa larangan at aming pamilya. Lahat ng ito ay aming itinataas sa iyong dakilang ngalan, Diyos amang makapangyarihan. Amen.
We may now be seated. Good morning and welcome to the 61st founding anniversary of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne of the Philippine Army with the theme, Special Forces Regiment Airborne, competent, resilient, and effective special operations forces through the years.
To begin our program, may we call on the Regiment Commander, Brigadier General Ferdinand B. Napuli, to give his opening remarks.
His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., Sir, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, esteemed government officials, local and national partners, senior military and police officers, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Since its inception in 1962, the Special Forces Regiment has grown from modest beginnings to becoming one of the most respected elite units in our armed forces. Through countless battles, extensive training programs, and successful peacekeeping and development initiatives, our Special Forces operators have manifested their unparalleled spirit, proving time and again their capability to overcome any challenge with unmatched perseverance. Today, as we commemorate our 61st anniversary, it is a moment of reflection, gratitude, and renewed determination. We acknowledge the sacrifices, achievements, and undying loyalty of the brave men and women who have proudly served the country to the Special Forces Regiment. We owe it to our fallen heroes to continue our duty and press on the fight. In the face of ever-evolving threats and complex security environment, we understand the need to stay ahead, to be agile, and to continuously enhance our capabilities to effectively address emerging threats to national security. The challenges to come are but opportunities which remind us to look back on the core capability that has defined our unit. We have always been at the forefront of the unconventional warfare, employing innovative strategies and tactics to overcome multifaceted threats, further forging our soldiers to embody the spirit of resilience, never backing down in the face of adversity and constantly evolving to stay ahead. I stand before you humbled but brimming with immense pride and admiration for the extraordinary journey that has brought us to this significant historical milestone. For over 6 decades, our unit has exemplified the pinnacle of dedication, courage, and commitment to serving our beloved nation. This celebration is made even more special as the regiment welcomes home His Excellency, who can only be proudly called one of our own. 44 years ago, our now Commander-in-Chief had undergone the rigorous training to qualify as a Special Forces operator. Because of this experience, His Excellency has always understood the importance of a strong and capable military, and his presence today is a reminder of our shared duty in safeguarding our nation's future. Amidst past national crises and instabilities, the regiment's loyalty has remained unwavering. Sir, the Special Forces Regiment stands by your side with a firm resolve to defend the Republic and protect the people. With these goals in mind, I join the men and women of the Special Forces Regiment to reaffirm our dedication to serving the Filipino people with competence, resilience, and efficiency, and push the boundaries of what is possible. Tomorrow holds a great promise, and with the leadership and direction of His Excellency, the more than 3,000 strong Special Forces operators deployed across the land will continue to march forward and leave an indelible mark on our nation's history. Once again, I extend my deepest gratitude to His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., for gracing this occasion, and to all distinguished guests and brothers in arms present today. Let us commemorate this momentous occasion, keeping in mind to uphold the finest tradition of excellence of the Special Forces. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 61st anniversary of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne.
Thank you, Brigadier General Napuli, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on screen for the audio-visual presentation on the 61st founding anniversary of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Philippine Army.
Being a warrior is about believing in what you are fighting for and holding strong to those convictions. To have the courage and determination to press on the fight until victory is won, despite overwhelming odds, whatever the sacrifice may be. A warrior must protect the citizens of the country from all kinds of oppression. Legendary warriors of the past understood the cost of war and persevered to secure the best of outcomes, even in the worst circumstances.
Let us bind ourselves to support our free and independent republic, if need be with our lives, with our fortunes, and with our most sacred blessing, our honor.
Amid an uncertain and evolving battlefield, and against an unpredictable hybrid enemy, the need for a competent, resilient, and effective fighting force has never been greater.
Tumuloy naman ako sa Fort Magsaysay. Doon ako nag-training sa Special Forces. Yung klase ko doon was the SFOC, tinatawag Special Forces Operations Corps. Doon naman ako tinuruan ng mga survival dahil ang trabaho ng SF maiiwan at mag-o-organize ng puwersa kapag may gera.
Swarming every inch of the battlefield with highly trained unconventional warriors and Kafku active auxiliaries is the key to jungle warfare against the communist terrorist group.
Kahit saan kami papuntahin, kahit anong paketin sa amin na bundok, kayang-kaya, kahit anong kargahin namin, hindi kami nahirapan.
Highly skilled SF operators can infiltrate enemy lines anytime, anywhere. These elite forces are unrestricted by political boundaries. Not an inch of the battlefield cannot be reached. No enemy cannot be defeated. Happy are those warriors to whom such opportunities to defend righteousness come unsought. The Green Berets dominate operations in urban terrain with game-changing tactics born from experience.
Hey, go, go, go. pasok, pasok.
Tamayo.
Sing, buhay ka! Sing, buhay ka! Diretso na tayo dun sa extra. Okay, sa leg, tapos sa likod. George.
Kailangan ko ng kapila sa
Diyan ba?
Thank you talaga sir ha.
Special Forces yan, ha?
Pinapaalis ako nung outing ko.
The Special Forces is first among equals in times of war,
Sorry.
in times of peace,
Sa kamaayo sa atong gobyerno karon, tungod sa kabuutan sa atong gobyerno gihatagan mig tsansa nga makabarog ug makatabang sa among mga kaubanan maningkamot ta nga mahimot ang dakong tampo para sa dukang kalambuan sa atong ampang gobyerno.
among their vast arsenal of capabilities and roles. The silent professionals are civil servants first. In this country, no matter who you are or where you are from, we are all in this together. When there are battles to be won to ensure the future of our country, there is a competent, resilient, and effective unit. The Special Forces.
At this juncture, may we request the President to please stand. The regiment commander will hand over the Special Forces badge and will present the Special Forces tablet of the Special Forces Operations Corps, Class 21-Alpha of 1979.
The then Second Lieutenant Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is a proud member of the Special Forces Operations Corps Class 21-Alpha of 1979. Back then, he was known to be one of the promising and brilliant students who eagerly learned unconventional warfare, the primary mission of the Special Forces. He was equipped with necessary specialization, training, and skills from highly capable SF instructors. Thank you, Mr. President. May we request the President to lead the presentation of awards to SF personnel who exceptionally stood out in the performance of their duties. He will be assisted by the Secretary of National Defense, Attorney Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., and our Regiment Commander, Brigadier General Napuli. All active military personnel, attention to orders. The Distinguished Conduct Star is presented to Captain Mario Anton Balaram S. Tamayo.
The Gold Cross Medal is presented to Technical Sergeant Ruel L. Moreno.
The Gold Cross Medal is presented to First Lieutenant Brian C. Bato. The Gold Cross Medal is presented to Sergeant Winston P. Berha.
The Gold Cross Medal is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Dax Jacinto Z. Barinos.
The Silver Cross Medal is presented to Colonel Rosendo C. Abad Jr.
For our Unit Combat Award, may we invite the Commanding General of the Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Romeo S. Browner Jr., to join our Commander-in-Chief to award the CGPA Battle Streamers.
The CGPA Major Engagement Streamer is presented to the 33rd Special Forces Special Category Company. Likewise, the CGPA Significant Accomplishment Streamer is also given to the 33rd Special Forces Special Category Company. The Army Governance Pathway Proficient Status with Gold Trailblazer is presented to the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Philippine Army. For demonstrating a culture of good governance and performance excellence, the said award will be received by the regiment commander. All active military personnel, please be seated.
And for our best of the best personnel, the plaque of recognition is presented to Captain Jeffrey L. Ladislao for being the best junior officer for the year 2022 to 2023.
The plaque of recognition is presented to Technical Sergeant Dennis G. Pataksil for being the best enlisted personnel for the year 2022 to 2023.
The plaque of recognition is presented to Captain Clint Achilles G. Ramos for being the best officer instructor for the year 2022 to 2023.
The plaque of recognition is presented to Staff Sergeant Ramsey C. De La Cruz for being the best EP instructor for the year 2022 to 2023.
The plaque of recognition as the Stakeholder Award is presented to Mayor Miguel Silva Jr. of Pangantucan, Bukidnon for his invaluable support to the 1st Special Forces Battalion.
The plaque of recognition is presented to Miss Mary Joy Bustamante, founder of the MJB Cares Foundation, for her invaluable support to the 2nd Special Forces Battalion. The plaque of recognition is presented to Mrs. Nanita Kismundo, Chief of the 3rd Field Property Accountability, Philippine Army, for her invaluable support to the Special Forces Regiment Airborne.
The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to Retired 1st Chief Master Sergeant Lito A. Tompayogan, Infantry, Philippine Army, for his years of service to the Special Forces and his example of personal leadership in the AFP.
The Special Forces Special Education Foundation Incorporated Scholarship Support is given to Miss Desiree May Balayanto, a student at St. Matthew College in San Mateo, Rizal. Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations to all the awardees. At this point, may we call on the Secretary of National Defense, Attorney Gilberto Teodoro Jr., to introduce our guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of our Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you, National Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr., as you were. The Special Assistant to the President, Secretary Anton Lagdameo, other members of the Cabinet here present, the AFP Chief of Staff, General Andy Centino, Philippine Army Commanding General Lieutenant General Romy Browner Jr., the Northern Luzon Commander, Lieutenant General Fernil Buca, the officers and enlisted personnel of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne by Brigadier General Ferdinand Napuli, aking tokayo. The 2023 awardees of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, congratulations. My fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are here today to join the officers, men, women, personnel, and stakeholders of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, commemorating our 61st anniversary. On this glorious occasion, we recognize the fortitude and prowess of the men and women in the Special Forces who have dedicated their lives to public service. I also take this moment to celebrate the proud history of the SFRA, which was first spearheaded by then Captain, former President Fidel Valdez Ramos. When we were established in 1962, it was the first operational Special Forces unit with airborne capability. Extensively trained in unconventional warfare, equipped with various tools and capabilities, the members of the SFRA have proven themselves valuable in both wartime and peacetime operations. From combating terrorist groups in the country to supporting peacekeeping operations overseas, we have demonstrated competence and professionalism even in the most challenging of times. In March 2023, the SFRA's 4th Special Forces Battalion, based in Isabela City, Basilan, conducted search and rescue operations. It led to 316 individuals being rescued from a burning passenger marine vessel off Aleson Shipping Lines bound for Jolo Port. Let me also congratulate the awardees for your exemplary performance and contributions to the regiment. You have exemplified self-sacrifice and resilience, going beyond the call of duty to safeguard communities towards the attainment of internal security and of the peace of the Republic. I think it would be safe to say that you have lived up to your name as the silent professionals. Truly, you have not only played pivotal roles in times of battle, but have also become dependable sentinels for the Filipino people. Through the responses for humanitarian assistance, you have created a ripple of hope in our communities, increased our people's trust in the military and in the government. So to the men and women of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, we are grateful to have witnessed the efforts that leverage your expertise and demonstrate the core principles in the performance of your duties. Your mastery of unconventional warfare strategies become all the more relevant and significant in view of the complex threat that our nation now faces. We assure you of the administration's unassailable commitment and that of your Commander-in-Chief support in all of your undertakings, strengthening your capabilities and ensuring your welfare and that of your families. We have adopted the Riverine Operations Equipment Project to further improve your capabilities in riverine operations. On this note, we enjoin you to keep aiding fellow Filipinos by supporting them in times of crisis. Ensure their safety and well-being during operations and uphold the morale of the people that you serve. May you all continue to train and empower yourselves in maintaining your standing as experts of unconventional warfare strategies. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay ang Special Forces Regiment Airborne.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, the regiment commander will present a memento to the President and Commander-in-Chief as a true-blooded Special Forces operator.
The citation reads, "The unconventional warfare memento signifies the broad spectrum of operations that consist of developing, organizing, training, supporting, and directing in various degrees indigenous or surrogate forces in order to defeat, disrupt, or force the withdrawal of an invading or occupying power of the government." At this juncture, may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity.
May we invite on stage the combat awardees. May we request the civilian awardees and government officials to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
May we now invite the civilian awardees and government officials to proceed on stage. May we request the Philippine Army Major Unit Commanders and PNP Commanders to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
May we invite on stage the Philippine Army Major Unit Commanders and PNP Commanders. May we request the members of the Special Forces Operations Corps Class 21-Alpha of 1979 to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
May we invite on stage the members of the Special Forces Operations Corps Class 21-Alpha of 1979. May we request the former Special Forces Regiment Commanders to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
May we request the former Special Forces Regiment Commanders. to please proceed to the stage. May we request the battalion commanders and company commanders to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
May we request the battalion commanders and company commanders to please proceed to the stage. May we request the Special Forces regimental staff to please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
Finally, may we request on stage the Special Forces regimental staff. Thank you. Please exit to your left. Thank you, Mr. President, for granting us a photo opportunity.
At this point, may we request everyone to please stand for the singing of the Special Forces and Airborne song.
We're Special Forces of the AFP, and we are soldiers of liberty. Some infiltrate into the enemy, others are skies paratroopers. We're Special Forces and fight we will, till all the guns of the foe are still. Airborne from skies so blue, we're coming through. Make your jump, take your bump, let's go. Put on your boots, your parachutes. Get all the fighters ready to attack today, or we'll be gone into the dawn to fight them all the Special Forces way. Hey, we're Special Forces of the AFP, and we are soldiers of liberty. Some infiltrate into the enemy, others are skies paratroopers. We're Special Forces and fight we will, till all the guns of the foe are still. Airborne from skies so blue, we're coming through. Make your jump, take your bump, let's go. We jumped last night, we jumped the night before. We gonna jump tonight as we never jumped before. For when we jump, we're happy as can be. For we are the members of the Airborne Company, which is the best company that has ever come from the AFP. Glorious, ha ha ha, glorious. A truckload of beer for the whole of us. Praise the Lord above, there will be more of us. For we are the members of the Airborne Company, which is the best company that has ever come from the AFP. Glorious, ha ha ha, glorious. A truckload of beer for the whole of us. Praise the Lord above, there will be more of us. For we are the members of the Airborne Company, which is the best company that has ever come from the AFP.
That concludes our program for today. Thank you, Mr. President, for gracing today's anniversary celebration.
Once again,
ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. He is accompanied by Brigadier General Ferdinand B. Napuli, Philippine Army, Commander of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Philippine Army, and other government officials. We may now be seated. Good morning. Welcome to the capability demonstration of the Special Forces for the Special Forces Regiment Airborne Philippine Army's 61st anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, may we request everyone to please direct your attention to the sky as members of the Special Forces team conduct military freefall. Military freefall is a technique used by Special Operations Forces to infiltrate behind enemy lines. It involves jumping out of an aircraft at high altitude and free-falling until the parachute is deployed. The military freefall allows operators to insert into areas where traditional parachute jumps would not be feasible due to the distance from the target or the need for stealth. The military freefall is a highly specialized skill that requires extensive training and experience. Operators must be proficient in skydiving techniques and familiar with the equipment used in MFF operations. They must also be able to navigate using GPS and other tools, as well as be prepared to deal with potential hazards such as high winds, difficult terrain, and enemy detection. The military freefall is typically used for high-risk missions such as reconnaissance, sabotage, and direct action raids. It allows Special Operations Forces to rapidly insert into an area undetected, giving them a tactical advantage over the enemy. The military freefall is just one of many techniques used by Special Operations Forces for infiltration and exfiltration, and it requires careful planning, coordination, and execution to be successful. The tactical employment of the military freefall involves careful planning and execution to ensure the safety and success of the mission. Here are some key considerations for the tactical employment of the military freefall. One, mission planning. Before conducting a military freefall operation, mission planners must carefully assess the objective and select the appropriate insertion method, equipment, and personnel. They must also consider factors such as weather, terrain, and enemy activity. 2. Equipment selection. Military freefall requires specialized equipment including oxygen systems, cold weather gear, and high-altitude parachutes. Operators must be trained on the proper use of this equipment and conduct thorough equipment checks before each mission. 3. Personnel selection and training. Military freefall requires highly trained and experienced operators who can handle the physical and mental demands of high-altitude parachuting. Operators must undergo rigorous training in military freefall techniques, including high-altitude jumps, oxygen systems, and emergency procedures. Four, operational security. Military freefall operations are often conducted in hostile environments, and operational security is paramount to mission success. Operators must take measures to avoid detection and maintain secrecy before, during, and after the mission. Overall, the tactical employment of the military freefall requires careful planning, specialized equipment, highly trained personnel, operational security, and risk management. When executed properly, military freefall can provide a highly effective means of infiltrating enemy territory and conducting special operations missions. Upon reaching the designated landing zone, the Special Forces team will immediately cache their parachutes to avoid detection and will proceed to their objectives.
Mr. President, what you have witnessed.
wherein the team from their consolidation area will rally to their objective and perform close quarter battle to secure the hostage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following scenarios will involve explosives and live fire simulation. Guests are encouraged to wear their eye and ear protectors.
Cyber 1, Cyber 2, in position. Cute in 3, 2, 1.
Mr. President, to improve the conduct of high-risk missions such as this, the Special Forces Regiment is implementing a battle management system. Our system is made up of this equipment carefully selected to suit the requirements of our SF units in the conduct of their mission. As part of our system, so we have here a Blue Force tracking capability which provide situational awareness not only to the operators on the ground, but also to the decision makers.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! 3, 2, 1, instigat! Room clear! Room clear! Side! Side! Hostile secured! Support! Sniper, assaulter! Assaulter, sniper, go ahead. Assaulters up! Rebound guys good! Hostile secured! Advise! Proceed at pressing point to exfil. Define! Smoke! Violet color. Bell! Explosive in place!
Mr. President, to date, only the Special Forces Regiment has a tried and tested battle management system which was used by my company during our operational deployment. And aligned with the Army's vision of being a world-class, multi-mission ready and cross-domain capable by 2040, the Special Forces Regiment aimed to capacitate all of its units with an effective battle management system.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Special Forces team, the soldier's soldier. We would like to request everyone to direct your attention once again to the sky as we officially welcome you to the 61st anniversary of the Special Forces Regiment Airborne Philippine Army with the theme, Competent, Resilient, and Effective SOF Through the Years. Once again, happy 61st anniversary to the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Philippine Army. That concludes the capability demonstration for today. Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.